game you're playing.
You just won't answer questions.
Jeez. All right, listen. I mean, I thought you were a tough guy. Listen, under this scenario, a marriage, even if it's ceremonial, religious, it doesn't matter if she files for the divorce. You will still be going in court to fight that.
I don't care. You file for divorce if you're not married by the state, dude?
Listen,
can you answer my question?
You're completely missing this. This is what tells me you haven't been through one. Have you talked to a divorce attorney? A woman can file. You have to respond.
Andrew's already fatigued. He's fatigued. Look at him.
And provide evidence that you were not married. Now, you and your common law, you living with your kids, it's going to be difficult. I'm trying to give you some information.
That's common law marriage.
Okay.
That's different. In some states, there is no common law marriage. So
that's not common law marriage.
So just answer
Listen,
one. Okay.
California doesn't even have common law, and that exists. It could be ceremonial. You could get married in Fiji. It doesn't matter. As soon as you get back here, if you practice marriage, the whole institution, at that particular point, if she files, you, sir, will have to respond to that suit.
Yeah.
If you do, I would hope and pray that the judge, not God, grant you your wish. At that point, your argument fails because you then would have to say, my ecclesiastic reverend on the little house on the prairie granted this marriage, but it doesn't count under the state.
I didn't want to make sure
she can do this.
Him and his little house on the prairie. He kept saying things like that. Your sky daddy, your land of make believe, and your little house on the prairie. Thank you very much, Geoverse TV, for the $10 dono. I feel for Andrew after what this genius dude put him through. You can't make it up. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Thank you very much, Geoverse TV, for your generous $10 donation.
Granted this marriage, but it doesn't count under the state.
I didn't want to make sure
she can do this, and you have to respond.
Can you help me with this? It's because I am actually confused. So let's say a woman and a man went out to a field and declared themselves married.
We got a scenario. Let's say if
let's say if a man went out to a field with a woman and declared that they're married.
Correct.
You're saying she can still go to a divorce court and divorce him?
She can file for the divorce.
How?
You have to respond.
Yeah, with what?
Respond.
Yeah, what does that mean, though? That doesn't mean
anything. I'm informing you. What does that
about?
mean? This is how a lawsuit works.
Okay.
She's a petitioner. Okay. She files.
Yes, I do, Doomerang, and I'll talk about that after the debate.
She says, we walked on coals. We went outside.
Yeah.
This was a union. I consider it a marriage. Everybody knows and addresses us as a marriage.
Yeah.
This is in non-common law states. We receive mail at this place. We've been living under the same roof for this many years. You will have to respond to these allegations. Now, you're going to have to say on your petition, this is not true. We have an ecclesiastic marriage and a prenup under God, and we live together, but we weren't married. That's a response to the lawsuit, and then you proceed to trial and a hearing.
Is this a lawsuit or a divorce?
Divorce is a lawsuit.
Okay, so I'm curious.
Divorce is a lawsuit.
Can you look this up?
What?
Can you file for divorce without ever getting married?
Oh my goodness, you are slow. You can file a lawsuit for anything.
So then it's not a divorce?
Anybody can sue you for anything. Okay, so if you go into there and she
So they're just suing you?
Yes, it's a
But
lawsuit.
that's not a divorce.
It's a lawsuit.
Can we pull this up? Can you file for a divorce without getting married? Divorce is a legal process that ends in legally recognized marriage.
If you never obtained a marriage license and your marriage was never registered, summarized according to the state law, the courts have no marriage to dissolve. You're full of shit.
Hold on for a second. Hold on.
They can, you're full of shit.
Listen,
they can just sue you for whatever.
You said they have no marriage to dissolve.
You're saying that they're just going to sue you.
No. You still have to. You still have to respond to the lawsuit.
Yeah, but you don't have to go to the divorce court, dude.
You do.
No,
That's
you
where
don't.
You file the response.
No,
you still have
that's
to
not
go.
a divorce court.
That is the divorce
No,
court.
it's not. It's a court of. It's the
Listen.
circuit court or some shit, not the divorce court.
Listen, this is.
You got caught in 4K. You're
that's
full of shit.
At 4K.
In this situation here, we can.
That's ChatGPT.
Bring on this and say, can she file for a divorce?
I bet you if it would have proved him right though, then he wouldn't be saying, well, that's ChatGPT. He would be like, oh, see, ChatGPT agrees with me, so then there. But since it disagrees with him, now he's like, oh, well, that's just ChatGPT.
You're saying what the outcome is. Hold on for a second. You're saying the outcome, they can't legally enforce it. That's what you hope the outcome is. You hope the outcome is. You still have to respond.
All you're saying is that a woman can sue you for anything.
Correct.
Yeah, but that's not the same as filing
Yeah.
for divorce
Hold on
through
for a
the
second.
divorce
That
courts,
that's
dude.
where they would file it.
No,
would
they
file it
can't.
in-
No, they're not filing it in the divorce court.
My gosh. All right. That's where they would file it. In the divorce court.
They
That's
would
where they
file
would file
a
it there.
lawsuit.
No, they would file it in the family court. Trust me. Now,
The
here's the
family
thing.
court's
Hold on
different,
for a
though.
That's the divorce court.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Family court is a divorce court.
Wouldn't you have to do that under specific criteria for family court, like a kid's involved or something? You can just
Correct. So, in the
Come
scenario,
on,
hold on for a
dog,
second.
dude. That's
Fam-
not the same
hold
as
Thank you very much, Keith, for the $5 dono. Keep it up cool. Not one step back. Yes, indeed. Not one step back, brother. Thank you very much.
hold on
divorce
for a second.
proceedings. This is
I
ridiculous.
mean,
That's ridiculous.
Listen. The family court is what people call the divorce court. There's no
Uh-huh.
building
Yeah,
that
yeah,
says
I agree
divorce
with
court.
that.
You understand
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I agree with that.
So you have a woman with children
yeah,
that you say you're not married to. If she files,
yeah,
you still have to go under family court jurisdiction.
Yeah.
You still have to respond
because there's children. Yes,
because there's children.
Yes.
At that point, my point is made. She
Yes.
has filed. They may say the divorce doesn't count,
yeah,
but now how do we deal with these children?
yeah, but that was
Those
never.
children- that is a part of marriage. Did you not have children with the woman?
Come on, dude. So if you're not,
That
if
is
you-
a part of
so
marriage.
If you don't have children, then they can't do that.
Correct. That's what you're saying. But you're saying
No,
you're
I'm
gonna have
asking.
children.
I'm actually asking.
You're saying they're going to have children, correct?
Yes,
You're going to go to family court
yes, you could go to family court.
if
Yes.
she files for the divorce.
Not for divorce. They could go for
If
like
she files
motions for
child
support or all sorts of
any
things.
of these.
That's
that
not
is the family
divorce.
court.
Yeah.
When we talk about what men deal with when they deal with marriage
Uh-huh.
and the result is a divorce, one of the things they deal with is child support, also domestic violence, which falls under the family court. So you cannot be married. Oh
you
my
have
God.
a problem here with this.
Listen.
So
that
I
can
agree.
fall under
I
the
agree
family
that
court.
if you have children, that could go through the family court system. Nobody ever disputed that,
Okay.
though.
So you're still dealing with issues,
but
right?
hang on. But that's the different one. That's different than filing for divorce. You can't file for divorce. You're never married. That's
Now
one.
you're going to
And
child
two,
support. Yes.
and hang on. Two, the second problem here is the reason that men usually lose their custody when it comes to divorce and divorce court is because women plot. They plot escape hatches. So what they do is they go, okay,
Of course they do.
look, I'm going to take 2 years, make sure that you're fucking destitute on the way out, and then I'm filing in divorce court.
Correct.
You're going to get hit over the head from what happens in divorce court. Whole
Absolutely.
different ball game, though. If it's the case that you have children with a woman, and she goes and she files, you're actually in a much better position to get custody
Correct.
at that point than if it was the case that you were married through the state, dude. Much better
Well,
positioned.
We don't know that.
No, no,
for a
100%
second.
that's
You
the
don't.
case.
You don't know that. You're guessing. Can you
No,
give me some
yeah,
data
there
on that
is
one?
actually
There's
data.
data on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one. Okay, go ahead and look it up. But we don't know that.
Yes,
That's just a
if it's
guess.
the case, hang on. If it's the case,
If you're not
because
legally
that
married.
men who fight for custody,
Correct.
right?
Yes, that's correct.
But they're in a better position to fight for custody if they're not going through the divorce court, if they're only getting motions for child support or
Well, we
child
know
custody.
actually I'll tell you something. If you are not married to them, you actually fare a little bit worse. If you're not legally married. That's true. If you're not legally married to, let's just take a baby mom, baby dad situation. If he's not legally married to them, they typically fare a little bit worse.
Yes.
In custody cases.
I just said that.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
So at that point, they're still faring worse. If
No,
they're
they're
married,
faring better, right?
if they're not married,
yes, they'd be
their
faring
baby
better.
mom, no, they would actually fare worse.
How?
Well, ask any guy that's been in court. We can look at this. When they're not legally married to
Yeah.
a woman, they go through a custody battle.
Yeah.
When they're legally married, they do better getting better custody.
Yes, men get better custody.
When
So
they're
that would be a
legally
better
married.
outcome.
If they're not legally married,
Yes.
typically they fare worse getting custody
Why?
because they're not married to the woman. This is typically
Yeah, I agree with that. Memetic meninism is just the other side of the coin of feminism. Yeah, like the red pill type of stuff. I think it's just the other side of feminism, like the male version. Not while I do agree with a lot of the descriptors that red pillars, or the red pill ideology gives. The fact that there's not really any prescriptors, though, I think that's where the downfall of that comes from. It's just all doom and gloom. Just don't get married because you're gonna get fucked over. Just be promiscuous, sleep with a bunch of women, don't commit or anything like that. That's what I don't like about it.
it just depends on jurisdiction.
It's because of the
It's-
unplanned nature of it.
Correct.
it's
Exactly.
planned- but if it's
planned, we don't know.
No, we do know.
The judge
actually.
doesn't know.
Hang on.
How do they know?
We do.
So
We-
now you're saying
Nope.
you're going in there
Hang
to
on, hang
use that we're not legally married, but we're
we
married.
Here's how we can logically. I think I can actually logically demonstrate this, and I think you'll agree. Okay, so the reason that men tend to fare bad in custody disputes and in divorces is because it's unexpected. So usually they're getting hit with it and it's unexpected. Even if it should be expected, because it's unexpected, they have time to plot, they have time to plan, this kind of thing.
Domestic
right?
violence
And so they
issues.
can hit them with it. Right. That's, I mean, and
That's normally what happens.
yeah, that's normally.
You can't mitigate that. Or are you suggesting you
can
Okay.
mitigate. You can mitigate it. Here's how you can mitigate it. If you're in a church, you have
52 things. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you have the ecclesiology, the ecclesiastic community, the community actually supports you when you're going through these problems of
They're not going
divorce.
to be in court with you.
No, they actually help you with funding. They help you with everything.
They're not going to be in
Yes.
court with you. They're not going to be
They
in
don't
court
need
with
to
you.
go
They
to
don't have
court with you.
So
Money
gonna
is the what talks, man, and bullshit walks.
Exactly. I agree with that. That I can agree with.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be able to fund
Well,
that to
they
get
do
you.
all the time.
Listen,
They
all right, the
assist them with custody
125
agreements all the
these
time.
small marriages.
See, like Andrew's telling him, like, well, no, they do help. They are there, and this guy is just not even listening. Again, it's a bunch of descriptors, but no prescriptors. It's just all doom and gloom. Basically, what he wants is just don't get married because you're gonna get fucked in the court and stuff like that.
I would love to see these
Also, buy my book.
out. They should do a documentary on them.
They do.
All right, so we can.
They should do a documentary.
Most people aren't under these, so we can say that's clearly the case.
But
In those situations here,
So
under those
what, though?
situations, you have men that are not under this veil of, I don't know what it is, okay, that do fare worse when they're not married. Okay, that's typically what's going to happen.
Because it's because the childbirth itself is unplanned. But if they're with a woman long term as a partner, they actually do better.
Absolutely, and I was
even
one of
if
those.
they're not
and I was
married.
one of those.
Even if they're not married.
Typically,
Yes.
That's. But sometimes
So it's still
not
better
the
outcomes.
situation.
You're just talking about the unplanned nature.
Not necessarily.
So he said he was one of those. So like, what is his deal? Was he married and then got taken by his ex-wife or something? That's what it seems to be a lot of the case. It's like the guys with this ideology, it seems like they got fucked over big time. They've gotten fucked over big time, or maybe even more than once been fucked over, and so they kind of just give up and they're like, well, fuck this shit. This is not cut out for men. It's not favorable to men. But instead of actually trying to fix it somehow or offer some solutions, instead it's just pretty much, just sleep with a bunch of women, just be single. You don't need women. And that's why it's like, that's one of the issues with these men.
Mostly
they're having, because there's a lot of factors here. I mean, we can make things black and white. The guy doesn't have the ability to maintain the custody. He lives in another city.
Because
there's so many other factors.
Because
There's
some
so
plan. I
many
knocked
other
her
factors.
up. That's
No.
different than I was with her
They
for
were
a
in a
couple of years.
relationship. They were in a relationship. All right.
Yeah, but knocking her up usually happens early.
It could. It typically does.
It
because
typically
that's where
does.
men. And at that point, now they were raising the kid for 2 or 3 years. They were together.
But this goes
and
to
then
my
it happens. But it also goes to my point. In this situation here, right here, we have a lot of things that we like to make black or white and easily solve.
No, it's all nuanced. I agree.
Okay, very much nuanced.
Yeah.
At that point, then you're just telling us, oh, I'll just throw this aspect of religion on top of it and it'll fix it. Or it'll mitigate. It'll mitigate it. It'll mitigate. It does.
I hope we get to the part where he talks about his book, because I remember the part where he talked about his book and he was like, just basically, oh, my book is about telling men what to look out for to avoid these type of women and these type of behaviors. And I've helped a lot of men avoid these certain types of women that are going to do this to them. And it's like, oh, great. But in the book, does it offer solutions? Like, here, how about you look for this type of woman that you could get married to and whatnot? Or is your book just about avoiding this types of women, but not helping men find women that will actually be good wives to them? I'm curious about that, what that book has to offer other than just, avoid these types of women.
It doesn't eliminate it. It
Yeah,
just
but
makes it less. You can't eliminate it.
But
It just
even
makes it less likely, but they're still going to
but
go
even
through
if
it.
it-
Once they go through it, what do you do?
But when you said a marriage was a great institution, right?
It
Did that
was.
eliminate all divorce?
It was very low.
Well,
about
right.
7 to
So it's
10%.
just you're only
Like,
talking
it
about
was actually
mitigation.
lower.
You're
It
only
was
talking about
It
mitigation.
was actually lower than the percentages that you're showing me.
I agree.
Way lower.
I agree.
Way lower.
But you're still talking about mitigation.
But we're also talking about white people were least likely to get married under these scenarios too.
Yeah, well, we're still talking about mitigation.
Exactly.
And so
at
if
that
you
point,
say it's great and it's mitigating, and I say, okay, I want to move towards mitigation, we can never eliminate it. You can't hold that against me.
I can't, and you can't hold it against
I
me for
can.
telling men to avoid the situation, especially since, and I'll add this on, especially since we can know statistically women are getting married at an older age. That is increasingly high. We can look at 40 years ago, it was 20 years old. We can look at today, it's roughly around 28 and
Yeah,
30.
but there's some nuance there too. And
There's a
I'll
lot
tell
of
you-
nuance
well, hang
there.
on. There's,
And
here's
hold
a
on for
big
a second,
one.
but I
Okay,
was
go ahead.
completing a
Go
point
ahead,
here.
Go ahead.
Okay. At that point, you're seeing a lot of women choosing to not marry. You're also seeing a lot of men choosing to not marry those women that are older.
Yeah.
So how do you get those people to have an ecclesiastic marriage?
I'll help you.
When you're telling them
Mhm.
these people are saying, I'm not marrying that woman.
Yep.
She's a stepmom, or so no, she's a single mom.
Yep, I
She's
understand.
older.
Yep.
She's past her prime. How are you getting that marriage rate up?
That's a good point, Marte. Yeah, the number one reason for divorce is marriage. I can say the number one reason for death is life. His logic is fatiguing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, of course, the number one reason for divorce is marriage. You can't get divorced if you're not married.
This is the
With the
best.
ecclesiastic
So I
marriage.
think that that's a great question. It's one
Other
that
than saying that they got to be virgins.
and it's
but
one
that's not
that
gonna
I
work.
need, and it's one that I do need to answer to. So here's the answer to this. The reason that women are getting married older is because they're deferring their childbearing years for college. That's why.
That's obvious. Okay.
That I mean, literally, that's
Sure.
the only
We-
reason, and one of
we
the
know
prime
this.
reasons that the birth rate is collapsing is because they're having children older because they defer those childbearing years.
Like I
for
said,
later
that's
in
not
life.
fruitful and multiply. That's just adding.
So we can look at this and we
What?
can. Well, it is still multiple.
Okay,
Yeah,
whatever,
multiply.
The point is when we're talking about, we go back to this whole propaganda thing, right?
You're
the-
not going to get a disagreement on this.
Hang on. The
Okay.
idea is,
Mhm.
should we?
For all the new members that have joined today, and also all the people that are already members, can I get some fatigue emojis in the chat? Huh? See, that's one of the benefits you get as a member. You get access to that fatigue emoji. Let me see those in the chat.
Have propaganda that says, women, you go to school, we'll give you student loans, right? We'll back the entire thing for free, and we promise you a lucrative STEM career, right?
Correct.
When the opposition is actually true. Or do we run campaigns that say no STEM funding, you got to pay for your own fucking college, okay? Or you can choose the more traditional path.
How
which-
likely is this to happen?
It's actually pretty likely. If you look at the idea of STEM fund or funding for college, right? The idea of student loans and things like this, women are already trying to check out in the worst way because they can't have kids later in life.
But they're not getting married though. They're not
They
turning
do.
that
They do.
in.
They
They're
just
not
do.
turning that
They
in to
do
get married.
college first, and this is, by the way, where
Well-
the body count comes from. The big body counts are coming because they spend all this time in college getting fucked.
Very
right?
obviously.
And
This
so-
is
and
obvious.
so-
Yes.
And then afterwards, right? They get their little lucrative career, and then they want to settle down.
They find us.
But it seems to me very obvious that if you wanted to do something about this, you would want to create the incentive for women to not go to college and instead use their childbearing years to get married, because that's what we always did.
I've actually created this scenario before, and it's very opposed to where society's going. Society really not showing that they're showing trends of this. You might
It
have
is.
the little spatters here and there, but if you have a woman that says, "Okay, I can't afford to go to college," she becomes a Walmart
Well, here's
clerk.
why. Here's
Hold on
why,
for a second. She
okay,
becomes
go
a
ahead.
Walmart clerk, an assistant manager. I'm looking at those particular demographics. They're not jumping into marriages. All right, maybe in Tuscaloosa,
Yeah.
Alabama, they're still out here hoe hopping. All right,
But
they're
here-
still finding a variety.
But
of
here's
ways to work.
why.
Yeah.
So women are getting more college degrees than men because men have a viable option for making income, which is easy.
Correct.
I mean, it's actually harder,
It's harder.
but it's easy, and for them.
We could survive.
And
yeah.
the idea is, if you're a tradesman, you're gonna make a lot of money. Okay, especially in modernity, because there's an incompetency crisis in the United States.
Absolutely.
So if you're good at what you do, you're gonna make a lot of money.
And
That's just it.
Women are less
And
likely
even
to
if
go in
you're
those
bad at it, you'll make a lot of money. But the college thing created a situation we were not aware was going to happen, even though I could easily have predicted it, which is oversaturation.
Mhm.
Women only go for a couple things, and they're sociological related mostly. They're not
Nursing.
really for STEM fields, and that's who's hiring the big STEM fields. Everything
Mhm.
else oversaturated.
Mhm.
That's why women end up in government NGOs and government think tanks and
Correct.
psychologists, because the overage has to go somewhere. But that's saturated too. So you're seeing actually a trend begin to emerge of that trending down because of oversaturation. So if that's the case, these women don't want to go work at Walmart as the assistant manager, right? And if you had said propaganda plan, and the propaganda plan is simple enough, the idea here is just don't defer your childbearing years for college. Instead, we'll help you with incentives so that you have children younger and you get married younger. You will almost eliminate this entire problem. And yes, not only is
I
it
agree.
viable,
This
not only
I've
is
come up
it
with this
viable, but
si-
we should be moving towards that. This idea
I
that we
understand.
shouldn't get married rather than just create the conditions for which marriage is great is
Mhm.
exactly what we should be doing.
And under those conditions, it would make sense. because you're getting women that can multiply, that can
But
be.
it's only the churches that can
Hold
get
on for a
this
second.
done.
No, not really. But
He's also very anti-Christian and God too. He keeps referring to it as, oh, the land of make believe, and oh, your sky daddy. And it's like, dude, but that would be a good solution to all the problems is bringing back Christianity. Um, Andrew Wilson brought up, I think, was it the Amish? Is Amish or I think it was the Amish. Like the Amish have low divorce rates.
this situation
Show me
here,
anybody else who
agree.
could.
I agree with that scenario. I proposed that many years ago.
Very much, Michael.
However,
Thank you
you're
very much,
gonna be
Michael.
hard pressed for women to actually pick that. Although they're not going to college, they're trending down in college. They're probably not going to complete one of these liberal arts degrees. What you're probably going to see them do, they're still going to Coachella. They're still selling coochie.
Coachella.
They're out here being sugar babies. They're going to OnlyFans.
Same
Some
problem
of them
with
are
oversaturation,
Yeah,
though.
exactly. So it'll get oversaturated. Now you kick the can down the road to what the next thing is. I don't see the women seeing that college is prohibitive to them jumping into traditional marriages. I
Yeah.
don't see that
But
trend.
that was the same argument which made in the 90s to men, that they would not that the trades were going by the wayside and they all needed to get a college degree, when in fact the opposite ended up happening. Now they're all moving towards trades in lieu of the college degree because of
That's the men.
oversaturation.
Correct.
There's no reason for us to believe that if it's the case that women have the option and the propaganda behind it for them to get married at a younger age, right?
Mhm.
Defer that with incentives. We can give all sorts
What type
of
of
incentives
incentives
for
would
this.
you give for
Oh
this?
man, first of all, you can give tax exemptions. For instance, you could say,
These women don't pay taxes even when they make millions. On
yeah, but
OnlyFans.
the thing that's
Yes, they don't catch up to them, but they don't pay the taxes.
yeah,
They're
so,
not
well,
taxpaying, yeah.
well,
They
they
make-
do have to pay property tax on the houses they get from their husbands when they divorce them. So
If they
anyway,
get married, then they
the
don't.
thing is what you could do is in Poland.
Yeah, what does he mean that women don't pay taxes? I mean, we all have to pay taxes. I don't know what the hell he's talking about with that.
Did this, and they had a pretty good degree of success, up almost 0.5%, moving and trending towards almost 1%, which is huge in such a short amount of time. They gave tax exemption, and you can pull this up if you want. They gave tax exemption if you had more than X number of children. I think it was 3 for life. Tax
would be
exempt for
great,
life.
yes.
Now the thing is that's huge. Now, from a woman's perspective, why would a woman go for that? Because she's tax exempt for life too. And the thing is, it's the same reason they're going to college, which is they want the money. The same reason they're selling their pussy online, because I want the money.
Sorry to hear that,
There's
hey.
also a thing which you can incentivize them to do the other direction
You could.
because
It sounds
they
nice.
want the money.
It sounds nice, but
And it's worked. It's worked.
It's worked in Poland.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
in the places it's been tried, the incentives work.
Is that a comparable nation to the United States who highly depends on women being taxed?
Well, so did Poland.
It's not the same size.
Well, I mean,
We were a
but
very
it's
large
all-
country.
but
We're
it's
a
all-
very large
but
country.
it's all
I mean,
scalable,
it,
right?
it could be scalable.
It's all
I mean,
scalable. The thing
that's kind
is-
of like when people said Sweden did this and
Yeah,
talking about
but-
a million people versus
but what I'm
100
saying
million
is
people. I understand.
We're going to look at the models where they exist
It's a-
to see
it's
how
a
they
nice model.
compare.
Yeah, 'cause
and
we
it's a
could-
better model.
Yes, it's a good model. It would be a good start.
It's a start.
It would be a
It's
good start.
something.
Could you think people would probably try to manipulate that? You said they have 3
Of course.
kids from the same dad or from different
You have to be
daddies?
married.
You would have to be married.
Mhm.
Okay, so this would be a nice opportunity for us to bring something that Poland has tried to a place where we don't have that same structure. They're somewhat democratic socialists.
No,
We're somewhat
not at all. They're
capitalist.
very conservative.
They're
very
conservative,
capitalist.
but yeah, they have that, but they're also
No, they're very capitalist.
okay.
Yeah.
So, but typically we're a lot more capitalist than them. Would you
I
say
don't
that?
know. I don't
We're
know
a
if
lot
that's
more
the case.
capitalist in
Like
Poland.
Eastern
All
Europe
right,
has
we're-
become very, very based. Eastern Europe
Okay.
has become
All right,
very
but we
based.
can probably say 200, 350 million people versus Poland size
It's much smaller, yes.
12 million.
But that's what
All right, this would
scalability
be,
is for.
I mean, this would be the size, not even half of California at this particular point,
But
that you're
Scale
scaling to.
Yeah, scalability works that way because
It
it's
could.
scalable.
It could.
38 million in Poland.
38 million, quite more than I thought. That
Yeah.
would be the state of California and plus Oregon, maybe, or something like that.
Well, and California is bigger than a lot of countries.
It is.
That's
It's
the case.
Fifth largest
Yeah.
GDP.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, I'll give you that one. It's a little bit of a reach, but I'll give it
Not
to
just
you.
that. If we look at the Chinese model, the Chinese model really fucked this up. They decided that they were going to do the one-child policy. Remember that?
And they screwed that up.
Well, not only did they screw it up, but they have almost given themselves imminent doom because their birth rate has dropped down so low. Now, what are they doing? They're giving incentives for women to have children. Now
Exactly.
we do it here too, to a
We
limited
do that
degree,
here.
with tax credits, right? But
Mhm.
the tax credits, you're not going to incentivize a woman who can sell her pussy on OnlyFans
Exactly, for way much.
to have a
Yeah.
child for $3,000 a year.
And sometimes they even go on EBT and WIC, and they still use the system. So you're still finding ways where people will manipulate the system, and we're
That's the
seeing
whole
people
point.
that
We're
are
trying to
master
get rid of
manipulation.
that, right?
We would try to get rid of it. It would be a nice try. I'll give you that one. That might be a
No, it's possible, and
It's-
more than possible, and it's better than the idea of just continual degeneracy.
well, I'm not promoting degeneracy. However,
Sex outside of marriage.
What?
well, who is that degenerate to? I mean, that's your bill.
Oh my gosh. Is that so now Andrew's telling him, like, well, you're promoting degeneracy. Yeah, just sleeping around with a bunch of women being promiscuous. And he's like, well, that's degenerate to you. But due to my preferences, it is not. See? Whatever you think is bad, I think is good. Isn't it funny how that works out, huh? Isn't it funny how my atheist brain works?
That's
Right,
your Bible.
so
I mean,
the-
most of your Christians, your traditional. Hold on for a second. Let
Yeah,
me. Most
okay.
of your traditional Christian women that are getting married to these simps are blindsided, typically by women that were promiscuous. all
Sounds
right?
like
so
sex
that
out of
sounds like
marriage is
normal.
good.
So
Sounds
that-
like sex out of marriage is bad.
it sounds like it's really bad. But
Yeah.
those are your women you're trying to marry, not the virgins that we're going to
Do you
have.
think
or
that
the
this is
overwhelming-
mitigated by you being a secularist versus a Christian? Give me a break.
I mean, you're not
If
going to
you're-
mitigate women throwing their pussy around the internet or
Yeah,
finding around the
well,
world. You
the-
can hardly mitigate that. I
you
mean,
know-
you haven't done anything at this particular point. They're busting it wide open on OnlyFans.
Yeah, we can put
right,
outlaw
these are the church
OnlyFans.
women.
You can outlaw OnlyFans.
I mean, everyone.
Those guys, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Then what am I gonna what am I gonna fap to if I don't got that OnlyFans though? What am I gonna fap to?
One of your scenarios is a big major swing at they're not happening. All right, it's not happening.
Yeah, and see, people say, well, it's not happening. Well, yeah, maybe not right this second, but if we start putting in the work, starting move the culture that way, where we could get everyone on board with going, yeah, we should ban OF, we should ban corn, then yes. But if we just say, well, it's not going to happen, well, then we're never going to start trying, are we? And if we never start trying, then it's never going to happen. But that's what we're trying to do here, trying to shift the culture. Specifically, Andrew here is trying to shift the culture that way. So that way, we could get it to a point where people will be on board with this. His head looks like a milk dud.
Do you
You're not-
know that the
they're
people
not
versus
outlawing
Larry,
anything.
the people versus Larry Flint was not long ago when
Mhm.
the normalization of the porn used to be outlawed. Okay, it
But
used to be
people still would-
outlawed all over the United States, and guess what? The effects that it had on the psychology of men and the effects it had on marriage were negligible. You could still get it to some degree under.
Now that's racist. Hey, black pilled. Oh, why you gotta say black pill, huh? Kidding, by the way.
Ground,
Right.
but it was tough and it was illegal. Why do you think?
And people still went to the.
Why do you
They
think
went
it
to that
is-
that they. I don't know if you remember
Yeah.
this. If you're old enough, they
Go
still
ahead.
went to that VHS area or the area of the magazine.
That was
where
after
they drew
Larry
the
Flint.
All right, but that was a result. That was kind of one
That
of the
was
things
after
that they
they
said.
legalized it. Before they
Exactly.
legalized it, those sections didn't exist.
Exactly. So now it's wide and open. It's in the open.
Yeah, so
now,
we need to
where we at?
eliminate it. Yes, we
We didn't eliminate Playboy and Penthouse.
That's
It
after
still
Larry
exists.
Flint. Larry Flint
It's-
was Penthouse.
I understand that, but it's still here. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
you didn't
he
get
won
rid
the
of
case.
it. Correct.
But
so
we
there
can
you're,
we're
how you going to beat
unwinding.
OnlyFans?
We're unwinding and have been unwinding. That's
Again,
what Roe
you're
v.
trying
Wade
to-
was. The
right,
idea
you're
of
try-
Roe v. Wade was
By
to
the time
unwind.
you beat OnlyFans, the damage is done. I'm gonna just let you know.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh yeah, no, I know that. Hey, I was just playing around. I know what black pilled means.
But
Right, the
that's-
damage is pretty
it's
much
really
done. That
funny,
would
it's
take
like-
30 or 40 years.
Okay,
to
well,
defeat
after
that.
a war, the damage is done. It might take 30 or 40 years, but you know what? The thing is we don't quit because it might take some time.
I didn't ask you to quit. What I'm asking you is, you're trying to solve the problem today of getting traditional.
Both. Both
Traditional.
today, tomorrow.
I understand that.
Mhm.
Tomorrow will be a better day, but at this point, you're looking at traditional conservative women
Mhm.
that have thrown their punanis out. Some
Sure.
of them are single moms.
Well, they're not traditional.
All right,
but yeah.
again, they're not. But this exists, and
Mhm.
unfortunately, the traditional conservative movement, or
And
what
it's full of
these
feminists.
women,
I agree.
yeah, these women come in as feminists,
Yep.
liberals, and they cosplay, trick these men into marriages, say that they're going to marry them, not in the secular, and then they follow you, and then they run right back to the
No,
court.
no,
Now,
no. The
this
opposite.
does happen quite a bit, even
Not
in the
from us,
Christian
no,
church.
Not from us.
Well, I don't know how many you are. We still haven't determined.
But the
but
thing is funny.
this still happens. So a lot of men get caught off guard because they see her thumping a Bible. Oh, she's one of
Yeah.
us. and these women have figured out how to cosplay.
And again, I think this is a good question,
Mhm.
right? And notice I've answered all of yours. You haven't answered any of mine. But
which
the
one
thing
did
is,
I answer?
yeah, can I ask a couple?
Go ahead.
Okay, great. So the progressive mantra is that sexual liberation, this is what feminism was based around, was sexual liberation.
Mhm.
That was the big one.
Correct.
That their bodies were being controlled, not just from abortion, but from who they chose to have sex with because they were attracted to them, this and that. Marriage was a complete trap for women. It was self-destructive to them, this and that. What is the distinction in your message in that one to men?
What's my message?
Well, it seems to me that your message is that marriage is simply too dangerous, and that if you want to sleep with women outside of it, it's perfectly fine, and it's actually liberating for you because you're moving away from the trappings of marriage itself.
And it would
That,
be safer.
hang on.
Yeah.
That seemed like the same exact message that we got in the 70s from feminists.
If you frame it that way, it would be. But
So
it's
you're a
just two
feminist?
hold on for a second. It would be two different outcomes. You're protecting wealth, access to children. You're actually being able to control who has your children.
That's
who
what they
doesn't.
wanted.
Exactly. Well, no, they want to be able to kill their children and abort them.
They wanted
all right?
to be able
So
to determine
we're
what happened with their
we're trying to
children.
figure out where we have the control legally. They're having the control over their body. These are two different.
But it's
These are two different outcomes.
So what's the
legal
delineating
outcome
factor
is what the men are trying to figure
from
out.
a 1970s feminist to your messaging right now? What is the difference?
They're trying to control their bodies.
So are you.
I'm trying to control legally, financially. These are two different things. These
Those
are
are
two
your
different
body.
outcomes.
You're controlling your
No,
bodies.
don't just make it a body.
It's the
now.
same thing.
It's financial. These aren't not my
That's
body.
the same
All right?
arguments
This
they
is-
made. It's
listen,
financial.
You're trying to make it the same.
What happened, Dave? You got timed out for saying I would have been a better moderator? Nice. Wait, from whose chat? From this dude's chat? Coach Greg? That's funny. Think would have been 10 times better. Well, thank you guys. Thank you very much. When you notice the mod sucks, you'll start to see a pattern. Yeah, I know, right?
I
It
know you're
is the
trying to
same.
no. You're trying to cram that in. Oh, finances is your body. I'm trying to control the legal outcomes.
So were
related
they.
to that. Related to finances, not related to me being liberated and sleep with who I want to. The first goal was to control what happens to me financially. It was never the goal for men to avoid marriage, to sleep around. That's the feminist goal. Those are two different things.
They make the
You're
same
trying to make it-
claim.
you're-
They make the same claim. Their
there
claim
never
is
was financially.
we're
It was to
not
sleep
telling
around.
women that they need to go sleep
Those
around.
are two different
We're not
things.
telling women they need to go sleep around. We're just telling them they can if they want to. Isn't that the same as your message?
If they want to. Some men don't sleep around. Some men-
Yeah, see? See? Exact same other side of the coin. This dude and feminists are on different sides of the same exact coin. It's the same messaging. Yeah, well, I'm not telling you to go sleep around. I'm just saying that marriage fucking sucks and that women suck and you don't fucking need them. How is that any different than feminists? It's like, well, listen, I'm not telling women not to get married. If they want to be a trad wife and get married, then that's fine. I'm just saying that it's more empowering if they go sleep around. That's all I'm saying. And men suck.
don't sleep around.
It's just
It's not
feminism
the
for
same
men,
thing.
dude.
No, that's what
Yeah.
you want to call
And there's
it.
It
no
is.
That's a-
prescriptions. It's just
Andrew said
feminism
it.
for men.
How's that not a prescription?
you.
I get to control who I'm with. I
Said the
get to
feminist.
control
That's exact same shit as feminist. I get control of my body. Oh, just like the thing feminists say.
where the law is.
Said the
And I hold on for a
feminist.
second. And
Yeah.
I get to control where my
Uh-huh.
finances are, not the state.
Said the
Oh, yeah. Said the feminists.
feminists.
No,
the
no, no,
same
no.
things
That's
you were
not.
fighting
No, no, no.
for.
That's not. It's not the
We
woman's
don't have a bank
finances.
account. We can't decide what to vote.
That's-
We
that-
can't
that's
decide
a
what to do with our
that's a
children. We're men's
secondary-
property.
That's
It's the
a
same
secondary.
shit.
That's a secondary issue.
Oh,
That is
man.
a secondary issue.
the same
You tried
issue.
to compare it. You tried to compare it, and then say finances is body. I mean, come on.
That's
man.
what
I mean,
they were
you're really
fighting. They
trying
were
to.
fighting
You're
for the
really
same
trying
thing.
to.
Mr. E timed you out, Dave, for promoting someone else's channel in his chat, but he apologized, said it wasn't on purpose. Oof. Oof. Oof, Mr. E. Oof. Mr. L doing what he does. Da 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 da. Boing.
Cram this.
They were
in
like, we
to
want
fit your
credit cards.
narrative.
We want to be able to control our
That's
bank
nice.
accounts.
That's
We want to be
very
able to
much
control
a
our
secondary,
finance.
tertiary issue. We're talking about what you framed
It's
it
the
as.
primary issue.
The primary issue for
For
me
you.
is finances. It's not to sleep around. All right,
Yeah.
that would be two different things.
But
I'm
if
not
it's-
maintaining my independence and staying single,
But if
so
it's
I
the
can sleep
case-
around. That's not the primary
Yeah, I
issue.
understand,
It is
but-
for
but
finances.
if
So
it's-
those are two different
No,
arguments.
they're not.
You
and
want
I'll
to make it
explain-
the same for
Look,
you? Go ahead,
Let me give the explanation.
please.
If every single argument you make, even if you say these ones over here are tangential, but I agree with them, is the same exact argument of the 1970s bra-burning feminist, whether or not your
That's what
hang
you
on.
believe.
whether or not it's the primary goal.
Make it
hang
work for
hang
you.
on, man.
Make it work for you.
Even if it's the case, it's not the primary goal, it's a secondary goal. They're still the same
You
goals.
framed
Hang
it
on,
as the
man.
number
Let
one
me
goal.
at least make the argument
Please
before you
do.
respond.
Reach on in there, man.
So the thing is,
Dig deep.
is if you say, hey, man,
Dig deep.
this is about financing. It's like, okay, well, you know, the 1970s feminists, we can't have credit cards. We can't control our bank accounts. We can't control our own financial independence from men. That's what they're fighting for. You want the same thing. Independence from women to control your own finances.
We were talking about
Hang on.
promiscuity.
Almost done with the argument, then he can rebut it. Next thing is, when you're talking about promiscuity, sure, sleep with whoever you want, right? It's under your purview because you can do whatever you want with your body. Same exact argument that they were making. They're not the property of men, right? They should have complete sexual liberation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of these are the same degenerate
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying anything. Listen, I ain't gonna make that mistake. Okay, all right.
structured systems, which led us to where we are currently right this second, except you're just providing them for men instead of women. It's like, can't we at least at some level look at this and say, look, just because these crazy women are doing these insane things, we can actually, as men, do something about this prescriptively without adding the degenerate.
It's like, bottom line, if they don't want other channels mentioned on their channel, that's a-okay with me. Nothing against that whatsoever.
Can't we do that?
Okay, let's go back.
Okay.
There's a such thing as, you know, you might take a medication to solve one issue and you get side effects. You're telling me the side effects equals what the men wanted as to solve the problem to heal. That's the reason they took the medication. Now you're telling me about all these side effects. A side effect of feminism being able to control their body is to also have finances, blah, blah, blah. Same thing with the men. The men didn't intentionally go in there to say, this is for our bodies. We went in there to say this is to control our finances. Then as a result of that, there could be some other things that happen as a result.
Yeah, but if the results are the same as feminism,
it's not the same.
What's
it
the
is
difference
not going
in
to be
result?
the outcome, because at that particular point, the man is
It's like, you know what, Dave? Actually, it's your fault. Don't mention me again there, huh? Just don't, Dave.
controlled his finances. He's outside of the state system.
That's what
So
the
when she go-
feminists argued for themselves.
That's a completely different reason. You can have
Who
the same
cares if
outcome.
it's the
You can-
same fucking
listen,
outcome.
You can have the same outcome, and it could be for different reasons. All right, you're saying the outcome pretty much says it's a reason. That's not true.
Coach of taking L's, this guy. Coach Milk Dud over here. That's what he's a coach of. Pretty sure there's other things that maybe you could think of, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. A coach of taking L's, a coach of coping, huh? Coach Cope Greg, huh? I'd like that. I think that's good.
You can have two different
Well,
reasons
great.
and have similar outcomes.
So we have the same outcomes for 1970s
okay,
progressive
but that's not the
feminists
intent.
for men
So
because you intended it to be different.
But you wanted to
Great.
compare. You just simply wanted to compare it as the same.
It is
It's
the
not.
same.
It's apples and oranges. It's apples and
It's
oranges.
apples and oranges because
To
you didn't
you.
mean it that way. I
You-
didn't mean it that
No,
way,
you
even though
said-
that's the same result.
You framed it that way to
Because
fit your
it's the
narrative.
truth.
That's your narrative.
It's not my
That's
narrative.
your narrative.
You just
can- hey,
agreed
listen,
that what I
you
said is
look-
true.
I didn't agree with anything.
You did.
said-
You just said that's
I
the same.
said
It's the same
this is
comparable
the outcome.
institution.
This is the outcome. If I choose to do something for different outcomes, it's not the same.
just wild.
Just because certain things line up.
It's just
I don't know how Andrew doesn't lose his patience dealing with all these people. There's been many times where he's been debating people, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's only so much that it's like there's just times where I have to like pause for like a little bit just to take a little breather because man, some of these people are insufferable. That's why Andrew is doing the Lord's work.
way you want, and you're cherry picking, by the way, and you're very good at it. You're cherry picking
Oh,
the
okay,
good things,
cherry-picking.
the bad things, and then you want to reframe traditionalism and call up the traditional church. Well, the traditional church also had the Ku Klux Klan in the 1950s.
No, that was the
Is that what you want to do?
non-traditional.
Okay,
That's for
okay,
Protestant churches.
okay. Well, it's the church. And
No,
at that
it's not the
particular
church.
point, if you want
No,
to go
it's
ahead
not.
and cherry pick what's good and what's
And by the
bad,
way, they were
that's
Democrats.
a great Snapchat.
Those were Democrats.
Exactly, and of course they were Democrats.
And
certainly
not
what the
Republicans.
Republicans. Okay, well now where are we at? There's going to be Democrats in your church? No Democrats.
Not
Okay,
usually.
so at
There are
this
some,
particular
of course.
point, of course there will be.
Yeah.
So there are going to be people that have
Yeah,
the
but
same
what does the
ideology.
KKK have to do with anything?
You're snapshotting traditional world that
Hey, what happened? Oh, what happened? Am I still there, guys? It says I'm still live. What the hell happened? How come this is not playing?
and certainly
Not
what the
Republicans.
Okay. But listen, 10 years
Yeah.
later, it don't exist. Now you're trying
Oh, that's weird. It just stops right there. I gotta fast forward a little bit. That's
10
so
years
weird.
later, it don't exist. Now you're trying to bring it back out
How
of
do
the
you
dead
know?
like you're Billy
What-
Graham. I know
This is
that
true.
doesn't exist.
What doesn't
It is
exist?
not the normal traditional church. You're killing people, but go ahead.
That's
Go ahead.
That accounts
Keep
for,
it going.
That accounts to,
All right, a lot of people
yeah,
killing
so
each
that
other, a lot
accounts
of
to
divorce, and a lot of
four-
fornication.
About
Go
4
ahead.
to 6% of all wars were religiously based.
How much?
4 to 6%. You can look it up.
All right, I don't care what. That doesn't matter. They kill each other at massive rates. All right, listen. Religion is not the
4 to
answer.
6%.
You guys,
Ah.
Hey, sorry, guys, not sure what
Degeneracy,
happened there.
feminism for men
I
is
didn't
the
say it
answer.
was. You didn't have to live degeneracy if you're not religious. That's your world.
I
Again,
know.
you always make it fit
Yeah.
what you want. To
Because
cherry
it
pick.
does fit. It is the
doesn't.
truth.
Yeah.
That's what you guys advocate
You're
for.
only good if you're religious. That's ridiculous. All right, you only make good decisions because you're religious.
I think it
That's
seems-
ridiculous. That's
it's-
what you hope.
Did I-
And that's not the case because a lot of people that are in your
Why do you say
hold on for a second.
only? Like, why do you say
hold on,
only?
hold on.
When I,
A
when
lot
I
of-
talk
you
about
just-
outcomes being
You
better
just
than-
admitted. You just admitted
Better.
that there are women that are feminists in your church.
Of course.
Okay, so there's your solution there. You're telling me
So
it's
what?
always better.
It
And
is
it's a
always better.
Snapshot. What you're doing is selling men a fantasy of them.
And you're
achieving-
selling them feminism.
I'm not. Well, we can agree to disagree on that.
Well,
But you're
no,
selling them
agree
a
to
fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah. Hit me up, Abe. Feel free to message me on Discord or something like that. We'll talk further.
You're just
Well,
selling them feminism.
And you're selling them a fantasy. All right,
A fantasy
that's
that I
not
have
gonna
data
exist.
to
Matter of fact,
support.
most people will be dead by the time you get even 1 inch closer to whatever you're proposing.
Well,
Most
under your-
men will be dead as a doorknob.
Under your
but
proposal,
under your
you have assured that black men will be dead. You said so yourself. There's no fixing it. They will be. That's your prescription.
well, that's the prescription that you heard. What I told black men
That's what you heard because that's what I said.
is to leave that community. The
Mhm.
community is not to
Are
be
they
saved.
doomed or not? Like you said.
The black men leave the community, they leave that community. The
Mhm.
community is not to
Are
be
they
saved.
doomed or not? Like you said.
The black men leave the community, they
Well, what community is he talking about? Is he talking about the black community? Is that what he's talking about? But they leave the black community, and then where do they go? Like, I could agree with that, but what, did they move to a white area? Did they move to an Asian area? Like, what do you mean by they leave that community? I don't understand. They leave that mindset, that I guess that ghetto mindset or something. I don't understand what he means by that. He just keeps saying they leave that community and to do better.
Are black men doomed, like you said earlier, or
under
not?
the matriarchy of the black community, yes.
Okay.
Under the scenario that I'm proposing for black men, absolutely not. They thrive.
But that's in the
They leave the black community, so they're no longer black, huh? No, I know what they mean. Like, they leave the areas, and so they just go anywhere else and they thrive. I mean, I'm sure that's true. But then what? But like, how much? Like, it's not just enough to leave that area. Like I said, it's like you could take the person out of the area, like the community, but you can't take that mindset out of the person. So I think it's just more than that.
future. What
But
about
that's
right
so-
now?
So that's
what about
no,
right
no.
this
They're
second?
thriving right now under your degeneracy model. Damn stream, but you're
Of
telling
what?
me
I gave you
who?
tons.
No, give me your numbers of
Yeah, the ghetto mindset. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. What a black mindset. I don't think all blacks are like that. It's just this like from these areas where it's like that ghetto mindset where it's like, oh, they listen to a lot of gangster rap. They're really promiscuous. They don't believe in like a family structure. They just believe in sleeping around, and they act in certain ways. That's the only way I could put it. That's what I meant by that. I don't think it's a black person thing, though. I think it's these areas, though. These types of like low income areas. I don't know.
your ecclesiastic marriage where your pastor on a little house on the prairie is going to prevent
Yeah,
them
we
from
would have
getting
to
legal.
move.
Give me them numbers.
Again.
Okay, you're asking me for
How
mine.
many
I
times
gave
do
you
I have
one.
to explain this?
Come on, man.
So again, when you're talking about just because we don't have polling data for the United States specifically, we can definitely look at other nations where there's ecclesiastical marriages and the divorce rates. That's one. You can do it right now.
No.
The second is this.
You keep
Even
changing
if
that.
I
That's moving the goalpost.
Even if I grant that just because polling data for that specific thing doesn't exist right this second,
Okay.
the polling data for people who are engaged in state marriage is still lower. That makes
Okay,
my
that's
argument
great.
much more compelling
That's
than
great.
yours.
That's all fine and dandy when you're comparing 125 people to millions of people.
No, these
All
are
right,
millions
what
of
number-
people
What number
in the state.
What's the number
Of
people
what?
that participate?
Of what? Which thing?
I keep asking you this. You never give me the
I've
number.
already
I
told you
told
50
you.
times there's no polling data.
Exactly. You don't have a number.
But I do have numbers
It's a pie in the
of
sky. It's a
people.
fantasy. You've
Dude,
been selling people a
do
fantasy.
you realize that
I love it.
You've been selling people a fantasy. No, Andrew's actually giving people a chance. He's actually giving people hope that, hey, if you turn to Christian ethics, things will improve for you. And if you find a woman that is also has that same mindset, it will improve for you. He's actually selling some kind of prescriptors where Coach Milk Dud over here just wants to sell you his book where it's like, oh, yeah, see, you just have to avoid these types of women and these types of behaviors. But I actually have nothing to offer in terms of, oh, okay, well, where do you go find a good woman? How can you make a marriage last successful? What kind of traits in a woman are you going to look for in order for a successful marriage? No, he doesn't offer anything like that. It's just, yeah, just avoid these types of women. Oh, okay. Well, then what? Just stay alone the rest of your life?
So,
it makes
listen,
you make my point stronger, not worse.
a fantasy?
If it's the case that people are engaged in state marriage right this second and are part of traditional churches and their divorce rate is lower, it
That's
has
fine.
to logically follow that if they were not engaged in state marriage, the divorce rate would be even lower.
You're talking about getting hit over the head 30% to 50%. Okay, that's great.
It's
I'll
huge.
Give you that.
That's
I'll
huge.
give you that. That's the difference between 150,000 people. Yet you're
He actually put down Rachel's book. That's crazy. Debate goes nuclear as Greg insults Rachel's book. That's insane.
telling me you have a better solution
No,
to
it's more than
mitigate that.
150,000.
Hold on. You're giving me a mitigating better than that 30%.
That's way
That's
more
what
than
you're saying.
150,000, dude.
Where's that solution for the better than the 30%? I've been asking for it. You can't tell me how many people that you got under these
Yeah, but
notorious
there's no
contracts that don't
I can
have a stake.
logically demonstrate it for you. There's no
I
polling
need you to
data
get
for
that
it. So
number.
what?
Get that number. That would be a great
When I
so
asked
you
you-
can tell the audience. Hold on
Yeah,
for a second.
I'll tell
You can
them.
tell the audience
Okay.
how many people that you're going to prevent from busting out this ecclesiastic contract with your little house on the
It's not a
prairie, priest,
contract.
whatever it is that you're doing. If you could tell
It's not a
your
contract.
men how many people you have doing it and you prevented them from getting divorced and losing their kids under custody, please tell us.
Yeah, so
Otherwise, it's a fantasy.
let's respond again. Do you have the polling data for how many of the black men you've personally helped?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's see it.
Hundreds of thousands
Let's
right now.
see it.
Hundreds of thousands.
Everybody in the chat.
Where's the polling
Press
data?
one. We're gonna do it right now live. We're
That's
gonna-
Press one right now. All the people in the chat. Oh, there's hundreds of thousands of people watching in his chat right now. Oh, okay. That's good polling data. Yeah, sure.
do it live.
Scientific
Everybody
poll-
press one.
That's
If
polling
you're
data?
A Coach Greg.
He's really doing that. Press one. Let's show him right now. Press one in the chat, guys. Hey guys, how about you watching this right now, watching the cool stream live? Why don't you press one if you guys think this guy is a milk dud?
Adams.
That's
disciple.
polling
If you-
data.
If you follow me for the last
You don't
8
have
years,
hundreds of thousands of
press
people in your
one.
chat, dude. Give me a break.
Press one if you can see it. Look. You see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Where's
Oh,
your
no, you don't
polling
want to look.
data?
You don't want to look. Look at this.
Where's the polling data?
Coach Gang represent.
do you have
You see it
scientific
right here?
polling data?
That's more than your ecclesiastic contracts.
Oh,
I can
great.
guarantee you that.
Okay, everyone in
I
the
can-
Crucible chat who Andrew Wilson has helped, put one in the chat. That's scientific polling data,
Go
says
ahead,
Coach
go ahead.
whoever.
I know
it
you
is.
don't want to hear it. I thought
Coach,
you
whoever
let
this
it
guy
happen, now
is.
all of a sudden you
Andrew doesn't even remember this guy's name. That's great.
don't like the numbers. Come on, Andrew, man.
That's not
I thought we
polling
were better.
data.
I thought we were better
That's
than
not
this.
polling data, doofus.
Okay,
What are you
pull-
talking about?
You gonna call
That's
me
not
a doofus?
polling
Hey,
data.
were you gonna call me a doofus?
Yes, that's doofus shit.
Yo, man, that's crazy because I asked you for a number, and I'm the doofus. You can't even give me a number.
I gave
under
you
your
heart,
full data. Wait,
dude.
where's your army at? What's
Yeah,
the name
pull
of
the
your
chat
group?
up.
What's
You
the
want-
name of your group?
The Crucible chat.
The Crucible Army.
Mhm.
Go ahead and pull them up and tell
tell
them
them
how
real
many
quick.
of them are under your
Hang on, hang on.
ecclesiastic
And
contract.
let's make sure we got this straight. How many people are in his live chat right now?
He's got 2,060.
And see how many people are in mine.
Let's go. Pull it up. They should beat me in your ecclesiastic contract. They should floor us in the ecclesiastic contract.
Oh,
4,300?
okay.
That's like not even double.
Just
All
one.
right, we're both doing well.
Just one, please.
We're doing.
Just one, please.
We're
And now that means I win.
where they at?
That's
Where they at?
scientific polling
Oh, there's
data.
crickets over there. Okay.
Just ones. Just
There they
one.
go.
All we gotta
Crickets
do is
over
one,
there.
and that's
Crucible over
scientific
there.
data.
There's a couple of twos in there. I want the ecclesiastic contract marriages.
Oh no,
That's what we're asking
you
for.
said who
Oh,
have I
wait-
helped?
Oh, wait a minute.
That's
No,
different.
No, you.
That was hilarious. That was freaking hilarious. This guy tries to appealing to his chat, like, oh yeah, no shit, your chat's gonna press one because it's your fucking chat. They are there for you. And Andrew was smart to turn it around and be like, oh, okay, can I get my chat? And then once he sees Andrew has a bigger audience than him, now he's like, well, okay, well, can we just get back to the polling data then? Can we actually just get back to this? What an idiot.
Ask who for me,
Yeah.
who's
By
fine.
the way, thank you guys for participating in my scientific data in my chat. Scientific data shows that Coach Greg here is a milk dud.
My prescription.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not
who has the
polling data, dude.
Who's I ask you for the ecclesiastic
God.
contracts, Andrew. This is very simple.
What part of
This
we
is
don't
very-
have the polling data, but I
'Cause you
can
don't have the
logically
numbers.
demonstrate it? Do you
You
not?
don't have
I guess the power of the coachaverse or the dudaverse, whatever you want to call it, isn't as powerful as the Crucibleverse, guys. Crucibleverse wins again.
the
Understand.
numbers. You're selling a fantasy.
We do have the numbers.
selling a
Oh
fantasy.
my god, dude, this is
You're
you're
selling
so
a
low
fantasy to
tier.
men. And I think what you need to
It's
do
like
is
talking to a fucking
I
wall.
want, and I hope that all those cancer sticks that you've been smoking will help your ass live long enough to see how far you led men astray. I would love that for you to survive, and I would bless you by the name of God and the Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints that you survive all them goddamn smokes
You
you've
don't
been
follow
out
the
here.
Jesus Christ of Latter-day
All them
Saints.
smokes you have, so you can come out here and live and see how many men
Jesus
you
Christ
led
of
astray.
Latter-day Saints. You follow Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Somebody does.
You
More
don't.
people than that.
Give me a
More people
break.
than the Crucible.
The
More people
LDS.
that
You
more-
are not
hey,
in the
the
LDS
more-
church,
hey,
dude.
More people,
Oh my
more
God.
people than you have under your ecclesiastic contract. I can guarantee you that. All right.
All you have to do is agree to one proposition. Is it the case that you personally think
Not
that
today.
if there is no state contract, you're not win a
Easily.
state contract, your chances of getting divorced are going to decrease? Is that true or false?
If that's true, even if you don't get married, correct. Your chances of getting divorced goes to 0.
Oh,
And that's the same thing I said. Don't get married, you don't get divorced.
Dude. Oh man, I think Andrew has just reached peak fatigue. Let me see if I could go back a little bit.
Don't get married, you don't get divorced. The number one cause of divorce is marriage.
Oh my goodness, this coach. Good thing he's not Chef Greg, because he doesn't cook. He thinks he's cooking. He thinks he's cooking. He thinks he cooked with that. Look at him. He's so proud of himself saying that. He's so proud of himself. I want to watch that again. The number one cause of divorce is marriage. Whoa. My God. So profound, coach. Please, where can I buy this book? I need more coachisms where that came from now. I need more coachisms. I want to watch that again. Hold on, guys. Special food delivery. All right. But I want to go watch that back because that was just great.
no state contract, you're not win a
Easily.
state contract, your chances of getting divorced are going to decrease. Is that true or false?
If that's true, even if you don't get married, correct. Your chances of getting divorced goes to 0.
Oh,
And that's the same thing I said. Don't get married, you don't get divorced. The number one cause of divorce is marriage.
not
Boy,
marriage.
it sounds like
a state
it sounds like-
contract.
no, the number one cause of divorce is marriage. Hey, Andrew, let's just say this, man. Listen.
I thought they could divorce you even if you weren't married to him 5 minutes ago.
No,
What
you
are
went through a
talking about?
ceremony. You went through a religious ceremony. So at that point, they can. But if I never went through a ceremony, they can.
They can sue you for anything by your logic, whether you
No,
went
no,
through
no,
it or
no, no.
not.
Don't move the goalpost. I said you went through a ceremony.
Ah.
How's it going, Mrs. D? Good to see ya. We're just reviewing this debate where Coach Greg takes L's against Andrew. Just took a major run right now with this profound, very mind-blowing statement of the number one cause of divorce is marriage.
I didn't. All right, those are two different
Big brain
things, sir.
stuff.
Which part of I don't really again, I don't understand. If it's the case that you
He's
say
scrambling and scraping for shit right
yeah,
now.
if it's the case that you say
He's
if you're
scrambling and
married-
scraping for shit right
if
now.
You're
Look at
married
him.
by the state.
Look at him scrambling and
Yeah,
scraping.
if you're married by the state, if you're married by the state, your chances of marriage or divorce
But if you don't
increase.
get married, your
Mhm.
chances of divorce is 0.
Yeah, okay, wait a second, I'm sorry.
Your chances of if you don't
Except
get married,
unless you're
your chances
cohabitating,
of
right?
divorce is
Unless
0.
you're cohabitating.
Depends on where you live.
Yeah, so then it's not
That's common
zero.
law. Not
so
in
you just
California.
lied. It's not
in
zero.
California.
Hey guys, guess what? If you don't want the way to not get in a car crash is to not drive a car. Oh, if you're not in a car, you can't get in a car crash, can you? You don't want to drown? Don't go swimming. Mind blown. Buy my book on Amazon now.
So then it's not zero.
What about if you don't cohabitate?
Yeah, again. So
Again.
now you're moving the goalposts.
No, most of the time. If you read my book, and I bet you can't read. Did you write a book? I'm pretty sure you didn't.
No.
I wrote a book.
My
that
wife wrote a
basically
book, and I take all her money, though.
Good. Well, that tells me the type of man you are. Holy mackerel! You're pimping your wife out now. What's
To
next?
write- to write
what's
books
next?
that I
What's
profit
next?
from?
If those, how many books that she sold? Now let me get
I'm
back to this.
I'm pimping her
Hold on
out
for a
'cause she
second.
wrote a
Hold on for a
book?
second.
What
My
the fuck?
my
What?
prescription for men
Is-
is
my
no. Hold on for a
prescription
second. No, no,
to
no,
wife
no.
out to write a book.
Yeah, well, I guess YouTube's going well if you're living off your wife's books. All right, what's her name? So we can give her some shine and sell some books.
Oh, her name is Rachel Wilson, the author of Occult Feminism. I guarantee it sold more copies than yours, sir.
All right, we can look it up.
Let's
It's
look it
over
up.
that now. We can look it up.
Oh, let's look it
now
up
watch
right
this.
now.
Watch this. All right, go ahead.
I want to look it up right now. Now I just want to
Now
know.
at this point, what have you done? You're living off the backs of your wife? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Is this traditional marriage?
Yes, absolutely.
Boy, oh boy, men have fallen. I'm gonna tell you that.
Absolutely.
Men have fallen. It's a disgrace. All right.
Man.
You're living off of what is this
What's funny is that Andrew is like proving, like, you know, Andrew is proving it all wrong. Like this guy is all upset that Andrew has a successful wife, but is also like a traditional wife and mother who supports Andrew. And also too, Andrew's not living off the back of Rachel. Hello, Andrew has his own successful company in the Crucible, his own successful brand. He's a successful debater. Pretty much everything I think Coach Greg here wishes he was and had.
traditional marriage, by the way?
Yes.
Your wife is in the traditional marriage and you're living off her finances. God damn. All right, boy. The crucible is falling apart at this particular point, bursting open at the seams.
Yes, you got
Gentlemen,
me.
What's your book called?
free agent.
You
life.
got me.
You got me, man.
Yeah, I did got you.
I
All
take
right.
all. It's true. I take all of her money. It's true.
Well, that's what you said.
I mean, I do.
You said that.
I do.
I mean, I'm not saying something you didn't
all
say.
of it. And I spend it on guns. Every
Traditional
dime.
marriage sounds great, guys.
It does.
Marriage
Does
sounds
that
great.
sound
It does. Yeah.
Who would be upset by that? I take all of my wife's money and spend it on guns. He says traditional marriage sounds great,
That's
guys.
traditional marriage. That falls under traditional marriage.
Sure.
Oh boy.
What's untraditional
All
about
right,
it?
that's a great traditional marriage.
It
model.
sounds like great
All right.
traditional marriage to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't find the numbers, honestly.
Dude,
Oh.
Coach Greg is seething after that. He's like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever. Fine, bro. Seems like it's going so great for you. Fine. Be that way then. Have a good marriage. Have a good, successful marriage. See if I care.
Well,
That's too bad.
this all happens. Shit happens. But, you know, it's a bestseller, trust me. You should read it.
So's hers.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just sold
But
more.
what have you
It's
done?
just sold more.
But what have you done?
I take her money.
What?
Zero. Exactly.
What
Boy,
have
I
you
mean,
done?
You hear this?
Yeah.
This is the traditional patriarchy.
He's literally debating him right now. And he's obviously debating him because he's a name. What is he talking about? Sitting there across from Andrew and saying, well, what have you done? Like, dude, are you for real?
Masculinity here. In live and in living color. But you can follow him. You can follow me.
I mean, your book is ranked higher on the charts and it has more ratings.
Oops.
Can't find the sales numbers on either.
The sales numbers are what matters.
Oh. Oh.
Let's see the numbers.
Oh.
Numbers.
Uh-oh.
Numbers.
Uh-oh.
Numbers.
Oops.
Numbers.
I'm higher ranked.
And a $1.4 million home in Texas, those are pretty nice. I've been in houses, I've seen houses that cost way less in Texas, and they're super nice and bigger than anything for the same price for like a small 2-bedroom home or apartment in California. So $1.4 million home in Texas, that's got to be nice.
More
So,
people have.
Let's see the numbers.
Come on, man. I don't know. I don't keep the data. I don't know what
You
happened.
don't know how many books you've sold?
Millions.
Sold millions of books. Give me a
Yeah,
fucking
bullshit.
break with this shit.
How many books you sold?
You haven't
Zero.
sold millions
You
of
sold
books.
zero
You're
goddamn
just
books.
lying and coping, dude.
You listen. I'm higher ranked. Yeah, you
sold
sold
millions of
Hey, but
books.
look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie, Mr. Numbers Guy. I
Okay,
got higher
where's
ranked.
the numbers?
Higher ranked. More people
wanna
have.
know how many you've
look at
sold.
More people have rated the book.
Yeah, and
Free
get-
agent lifestyle
can-
for life.
And guess what? You can definitely brigade
For
your own
life.
Amazon shit.
You challenged me.
Show me
You're
the
the one
numbers.
challenged me,
Where's
sir.
the numbers?
You sold zero goddamn
Numbers
books.
are
Man, what? You saw the numbers?
no,
He
I
pulled
didn't.
the numbers.
I asked you for the sales numbers. How
He
many have you
pulled the
sold?
numbers. Free agent lifestyle for life. Hey, everybody go out by the free agent lifestyle.
Yeah, the free
Hold on.
agent never he doesn't
No,
know how
no,
many
no.
you sold.
I'm higher ranked, man.
So
You
what?
seen it. I got more people. Look,
That doesn't
hey,
mean
Shawn,
shit.
Shawn Michael, hey, you see that?
That Shawn, wait, what? Shawn Michaels. That would be like flexing, like, oh yeah, well look, I got more Twitter followers than you, but it's like, yeah, okay, but how much money do you make? Oh, well, that doesn't matter. It's kind of the similar thing here. It's like all that matters is how much money it brings in.
I'm higher ranked.
I'd imagine with the ranking algorithm, sales does play a factor.
Come on, man. We already know that. But it is what it is.
What are
But
the
I don't
numbers?
I don't know my numbers. Mine probably
I
better
know.
than hers, but I know it's better
Mine are
than
probably
yours.
better than his.
That's true. I've never
You
written a
got
book.
zero.
I just take the.
I mean, you
I
just
just
come-
take the author's
You come
money.
up with obvious solutions to scenarios that
And you have
anybody
none.
can
You just want
anybody can come up
feminism.
with. I don't have a solution. Free agent lifestyle is a solution.
That's not a solution to
It's
anything.
not. It sure
It's
is.
just
It's a
degeneracy.
solution that you don't like.
It's just go
It's
fuck
just
chicks.
no. That's what you think. All right.
Uh-huh.
It's a solution that you didn't.
How's it
even
going
read
to
the book.
help? How's it going to
How
help
did
with
you even-
abortion? How's it going to help with anything?
Well, that's what de-evolution is for. Read my book,
De-evolution?
De-Evolution. Go ahead and pull that up. All right. I
How
have a
does
second book,
de-evolution help?
De-evolution. Go ahead and look.
How?
How about you read the book and then come back?
Just
You
tell
didn't
me.
do your research.
How does de-evolution help
I
with
figured you
abortion?
were a better debater than this.
Can you
and be
answer the
more prepared.
question?
No, be more prepared next time because I don't have time.
You
for
can't
this,
answer
man.
any
Listen,
questions.
But I'm going to sell some books.
Just no
Free Agent
questions
Lifestyle
answered?
and De-Evolution. The link is in the
Uh-huh.
description box below. All right. I did my work. I don't have to explain it. I wrote a book. Your job is to do the work. All right. And that's what we teach men to do. It's not about degeneracy. We teach men to do the work and not come up with pie in the sky
To be
fantasies
feminist?
that don't work.
be
All right.
feminist?
The Captain Obvious.
do you know it
your,
doesn't work?
Your solutions are very obvious. Control propaganda. All right. Jesus Christ, man. Look, anybody could
Here's
come
your
up with that.
solution. Do whatever you want. Fuck
Free
whoever.
agent lifestyle. Yeah,
Fuck
baby.
whoever. Just fuck whoever. It's fine. We're not
Well-
feminists, those guys, even though we have all feminist propositions.
I bet you your wife's body count's higher than yours.
Yeah, I bet your wife-
Dude, this guy. Oh my goodness, this is great. This guy is coping and seething in real time.
I bet
body
you
count
your
was higher than yours,
No,
too.
no, I'm not married. I mean, I'm not married, and your wife.
I'm not married. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it explains a lot. You know, Mr. Like I said, this guy probably got screwed over by his ex-wife or girlfriends or some shit. So now he's like, no, women suck. I'm done with women. I'm just gonna bang whoever I want. Tuh.
If you living off of
Anymore.
her, I bet you her body count higher than yours.
You think so?
I know so.
Oh,
I
okay.
know
Just like
so.
you know your
And
numbers.
She's a traditional
Just
conservative.
like you know
I
your
know she
numbers
got
are
ran.
higher.
I know she'd have got ran through more times in the
Gotcha.
Holland Tunnel.
So that's it. It's just now ad
Now we
hominem
just
about
had
my wife.
Is that what we want to do?
That's where you went.
No, you
Did I
brought
say
her
a
up.
word
I didn't bring
about
up your wife.
Did I say a
I didn't
word
bring up your
about
wife.
your wife?
I don't got one.
Yeah, if you did, do you think I would have?
You brought her up.
I brought my. Did I attack her?
I didn't attack her.
You just said she had a high body count. You lying sack of shit. Show me the proof.
I don't have any proof.
Yeah, you're
she's
just
a
making
tradition-
shit up.
Traditional conservative.
You
women
lost the
hey,
debate.
listen,
Oh, that's a good point, Crusader. Yeah, he doesn't want to get divorced, and you can't get divorced if you don't get married. Buy his book.
So you went.
I didn't
ad
lose a
hom.
debate.
I don't even
You've been
care
losing
at this
debate for a
point.
long time.
Your wife
You've
has a
been-
high body count.
Yo, I
Yeah,
just
I
gotta
think
say,
she
this
does.
guy's a fucking
That's the
piece of
number.
shit.
Proof.
Like one of the worst,
Traditional
most bad
conservative.
faith,
Have
and most
higher body
disingenuous
count.
debaters I've
He's not
ever
a trad
fucking
con, dude.
seen on the
You
show.
know what you're talking
Absolutely
You're not a trad con
ridiculous.
and you married.
I'm
Is
not
she
a trad
feminist?
con. You didn't
Well,
do
what
your
are you?
homework.
What are you?
I'm a Christian ethicist.
A Christian ethicist.
Yes.
All right. Very good. All right. And
Very
you
good.
still don't know the numbers. How many people follow you?
Follow what?
Follow your prescription. Your master solution. No
I
numbers.
literally have
but you're
given you
asking me
number
about numbers
after
and-
People who follow, like Christians, brother. Oh, who follow your prescriptions? Oh, you mean Christians?
Equal the
number
numbers.
after number
Oh,
of
my goodness.
the fact that the traditional
many
churches'
men-
divorces are lower.
We got that. But how many men follow your
We don't know the
prescription?
polling
We
data.
don't know.
We don't need to.
But-
we know that even if they're with the state, it's still lower.
Coach gang, one in the chat.
Coach Gang, one in the chat. Man, I bet, you know what? Listen, in his defense, I bet, well, no, I don't even think I could say that. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he got more ones in the chat than Andrew, but I don't even think he got more ones in the chat. Oh, there's a few seconds left. Let's see how much more coping there is.
All right, Coach gang. one in
What
the chat.
fucking
He's about to
point does he
freeze
think
my
he's
phone.
proving here?
One in the chat.
Over and over again, he does this. Uses terms wrong, makes
Thank you,
shit
guys. You
up,
guys wanna call it?
lies,
Yep.
thinks that he if this is
All right, guys,
worse than
check him out.
equivocation.
That was a fun.
Wow. Yeah, actually, yeah, Mr. E is spot on right there. That has got to be one of the most embarrassing debates I have ever seen against Andrew. And I've seen a lot, as you guys all know. But that has got to be up there as one of the most embarrassing ones. This is like worse than the Pearl Davis one. They were saying the same shit. Like if you go watch the Pearl Davis one, it's the same thing where it's basically like Andrew's trying to throw out prescriptors there, what could help, and then these people are just like, I don't know. Like Pearl Davis is just, I don't think that's gonna work. I don't know. Yeah, but that's not realistic though. It's not gonna happen. Same thing with this guy. Same thing's like, oh, it's not gonna work. Sky Daddy. That's not living reality. That's your little house on the prairie. Buy my book. Can't get divorced if you don't get married. Buy my book. Same thing. All these red pillars, all these MGTOWs, whatever you want to call them. But Andrew is absolutely right. And I'm glad he called that out, that they're the same as the feminists. They're the other side of the same coin there. They're two sides of the same coin. They're just, these men are basically like, fuck women. The women, the feminists, are like, oh, well, fuck men. And they both offer the same descriptors. Well, different descriptors, but they come to the same conclusion. Pretty much, the men are like, well, fuck these women. It's all the women's fault. These women are like, yeah, well, fuck the men. It's all their fault. And they're both like, yeah, we should just not get married, not have children with each other, and just basically fuck around until we die, pretty much. Oh, yeah, some society there, brother. Some society there. Yeah, let's just all fuck around and fuck each other, have all these kids out of wedlock, all this shit. And yeah, let's just see how well society does. Andrew Wilson, with his Christian ethics, is without a doubt offering a good prescription. And yes, is it going to solve the problem right now, right this second? No. But if we just keep saying it's not going to work, then we're never going to start, and we're never going to solve this cultural problem that we're in. But if we start now, then yes, eventually it will get solved. But we got to put in the work, which Andrew is doing, and Coach Greg over here, Coach Milk Dud, if you will, isn't. But what did you guys think about that? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Give this video a like if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you liked it. And if you want to see more from The Crucible, go to The Crucible's YouTube channel. I'll have a link down below. I also have a link to the original video down below as well.